Hello everyone and welcome to ZooSLEY Zoo, a brand new series on the channel, and this one is gonna be a special one. This one is gonna be another collaboration, but this time we are collaborating with the one and only PaulsLey Gaming. For the people who don't know PaulsLey Gaming, make sure you check out his channel. There will be a link down in the description. He has done some amazing stuff in Planet Zoo. He is working on a highly realistic, detailed British zoo at the moment. He has uploaded a bunch of tutorials. I think he covered almost every aspect of the game in that, so make sure you check that one out if you don't know about PaulsLey. I think most of the people will probably know him, and yeah, PaulsLey has been a great support for me. I've been talking to him like whenever I started doing YouTube. He helped me out a lot. He's a really like nice guy, as far as I know, of course. So yeah, I think a month or so ago he contacted me and he wanted to start a new collaboration project, and of course I immediately said yes, okay, let's do this. So yeah, we discussed the details, and we figured out we were going to build a modern looking zoo based in the Asian tropical climate. So yeah, the first episode is already out. It's on his channel, so this is already the second episode. So that's what it's gonna be like. So there will be one episode each week, so every Friday. So 1 week on my channel and the other week on PaulsLey, his channel. So yeah, make sure you are subscribed to both if you want to yeah, keep updated on this little project. So the project, I'm calling it a little project. It's gonna be around 20 episodes. After 10 episodes there will be a live stream where we will do a tour, and we will tell you our thoughts about the builds, and of course we can make some changes on the way. But yeah, that's the whole idea behind this project. So what am I doing today? So the entrance was already built by PaulsLey. He did a great job, and I really wanted to get the same vibe on this building as well, and of course still give it my own twist. So what I found on the internet, again, I found it actually on the Frontier forums, was a really nice looking glass and white building, really modern, and what you will actually see, it really blends in with the terrain. So you will have a lot of plants, and it just looked amazing. I will pop up a image in the video right now. So that's the building where this build will be highly inspired by. So you did see a small yeah, jump in time. So you can see I already did some interior work. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this building. So for example, I know that PaulsLey plans out everything he will do in the zoo, and yeah, my style of building is just completely different. I just start building and see what I can come up with. I do have a general idea, of course, so I had this building in mind, but I didn't know yet what I wanted to do with the building. So I had a restaurant in mind, so this will be a terrace. I used the flooring that PaulsLey used in his entrance build. But yeah, in the end you will see me deleting stuff and just changing the entire plan. So that's why I also cut out the building of the interior part, because right now it's only a few shops and it was, yeah, kind of boring. And I was thinking, okay, we only have 20 episodes, so it would be a waste to just put a restaurant in there. So I really wanted to create a indoor habitat for this building. So it's gonna be a red panda house, so a really modern looking red panda house. I think that's quite original. Most of the people would just do a Asian theme for these animals, and of course we are in Asia. So while I was building this, and that was also one of the reasons why I switched the whole idea for the interior, while I was building this, I was actually watching the first episode on PaulsLey's channel, and then he was telling, okay, I have the idea to just put the Asian animals in the zoo. So he was gonna stick with only the Asian animals, and I thought, yeah, that might be a good idea. I actually never did a red panda habitat on the channel yet, so I never did it in Veluwe Zoo, and of course not in Monkey Island. So I thought that would be a great idea to start off with, and I think it's also the perfect building for it. because the red panda is also from a temperate taiga region, and so it's used to like colder weather, and this is a tropical region, so it wouldn't fit on the in the outdoor area. So what I wanted to do is put him in a indoor habitat. So that's what we are creating today. The modern feeling, you will see it all around. So everything will look nice and tidy, and everything will be with like the white plaster stuff. So what I'm creating right now is just like a really man-made river, I would say. Really modern looking, really nice and tidy. Just some planters, some green stuff, in the end it looks really cool, if you ask me. So the idea behind this build was so you would have walked through the entrance, and instead of like walking against a lot of bushes or whatever, I wanted to have like a really nice looking building. Everything had to be like clean and good looking, and yeah, that's just the way I wanted to have the entrance. So you will have this beautiful river, which was a pain to make, by the way. To just get this water perfectly in there, you had to struggle with the terrain tool for ages, and even after that I couldn't even get the path on the space that I wanted to have it. So again, I decided not to use the real pathing tool. Of course you need a pathing tool to move some guests around in your zoo, but I couldn't get it close enough. So I already saw PaulsLey doing this, and I decided to just go with it as well. We are covering every path up in this zoo, if you ask me. So I will definitely do that. It just looks better, and it just saves you a lot of headache. So yeah, you will have the path over here, and we will cover everything up with like different materials. We can do wood, we can do a lot of plaster, as we do in this episode. You already saw me covering up some stuff with the temple pieces. Again, Paul already used them in the entrance building. I really want to get like the feeling that you can't really see who did which project. So I think it would be cool to just use some of his ideas, and he can use some of my tricks that I used in this build, and the same colors, the same wood, the same stuff. I just want to create like a beautiful looking zoo, and you can't really see who did which part of the zoo, basically. So I just started covering up everything with the plaster. It's a tedious job, but it looks so much better in the end. It just, you can change the color of this stuff. You don't really have any like Z fighting on it. You can basically create every shape you want, so that's very good. Instead of like using the breeze block floors, I guess, when you start using these kind of pieces, you will get some Z fighting and strange terrain, or should I call it like structures going into each other. It would just look weird. The same with the temple pieces. So yeah, the plaster is just a perfect fit for that. So we will have like 2 bridges, so one on the left side and one on the right side. The entrance to the building will be on the back, so we will have this river. You can cross the river over here and on the other side, and you will have to walk to the back of this building to enter the habitat. Again, some fencing. This zoo will be a lot of glass and a lot of plaster, and instead of the wood I used the metal things over here. I just thought it looked a little bit better with the build I was going for. So what we want to use is just wood, glass, plaster, basically that kind of stuff. So I already broke one rule to just use the metal pieces over here, but I still hope he can forgive me. Just the entrance part, again, I want to make it look like one person basically built this entire stuff. I wanted to really blend in the my build together with his build. So he used these wooden pieces in the entrance build on the pathing as well. So I'm gonna blend in the rest of the entrance area perfectly with those pieces as well. So again, some plants. If you're familiar with my Monkey Island series, you know I do have some experience with all the tropical plants and make like a lushy environment. So that's what we're going for here as well. I still have to figure out how I can disable my Steam thingies that pop up all the time. I have to figure that out. I recently switched like recording programs. I used to use OBS, and I just switched to NVIDIA Shadowplay, which is just so much easier to use, and the quality of the recording is just so much better than with the OBS. But yeah, somehow these Steam pop-up things still pop up in the screen. So yeah, let me try to figure that out after this episode. So yeah, I'm blending in the terrain, or the entrance building, with the same plaster pieces and the same structure Paul created with the temple stone pieces. It really looks cool. Again, the same temple flooring on the other side, and yeah, you can already see what we are going for in this episode. So yeah, right now we are starting on the actual habitat. So you will have 2 entrances. I will create a nice like it would be like an automatic door towards this building. So I also made it look kind of realistic with like air conditioning and coolers inside, just to make it a little bit more realistic. We didn't really discuss stuff like that. So are we going for realism? Are we just going for like creating a beautiful zoo? There was one thing we agreed on, and that was, yeah, we don't keep in mind keys or like piece count. I recently bought a new computer. He almost has the same system as I do. So yeah, we don't really keep in mind the piece count, because it will be like 20 episodes and that's it. So I don't think it's gonna be like a huge zoo, so we can just throw in everything we want and the way we want it. So that's really cool. It really feels good when you're building something like that, so you don't have to keep in mind anything and you can just build whatever you want. Although I really like my builds to be kind of realistic. So yeah, like things like temperature and animal welfare, I do want to keep that in mind. So things like this, the red panda do need some climbing structures and stuff. I did disable like animal welfare and stuff like that, because I really hate it when I get pop-up messages while I'm building. So I just disabled it. But I think in the end, the terrain work, they are fine with that. The temperature, they are fine with that. All the climbing structures, the area, everything is perfect for the red panda. So yeah, again, one thing we didn't agree on yet, but we will discuss it. I might be uploading this building to the Steam workshop for anyone who wants to use it in their zoo. So you can also use it in your franchise zoo if you want. So yeah, the animal won't complain about its habitat, which is nice. You can see I'm doing the terrain work right now. So the animal is already in and he's perfectly happy with that. So again, I'm covering up all the pathing on the back of the building. Yeah, I will just do that same thing all over again, making sure the bridge is safe enough for the people to cross it. I know it might have been, or it would have looked better if there was no fencing on the front, but again, some realism. If you have like kids in your zoo, they will just jump straight in there, and yeah, I don't want any kids to drown in our zoo. We don't want to have that on our mind. So yeah, like I just thought it would be better to do it like that. I'm really like going into details. I just want every piece of plants and glass and everything. I want it to be perfect, and I think that's also what you want in a modern looking zoo. So yeah, one tip for everyone who is building stuff like this: always do the interior first before you start doing the roof. Actually, I didn't completely finish it, but in the end you will see me building some of the interior again, which is a pain when you already did the roofing. So yeah, just a little tip for anyone who wants to build something like that. In the picture I showed earlier, you can't really see anything of the roof, but basically everything is covered up with the same white plaster probably, and just some plants and stuff like that. But if I would do that in the game, it would just look a little bit too dark if you ask me. So there's no light inside the building. So I created this nice little sunroof, so you will still have some sunlight going into the building. I just thought it would look better from like the outside and also for the interior work as well. So the animals would have some sunlight in their habitat as well. And maybe they can open it up, get some fresh air. I don't know, just make a nice story out of it. Just a little bit more glass for this building. You can see there's a big difference in the floor pieces and the normal plaster pieces. So I will also fix that later, because the floor pieces are much thicker than the normal plaster pieces. So there was a tree sticking out. You don't want that. The animals will be able to escape. So yeah, we have to fix that. And we just have to cover up basically everything with the same plaster. And again, I want to create another sunroof on the building, just to get some light in there. Also, one thing I wanted to share with you guys, if you have like any comments on the build or whatsoever, things that I can improve about it, or things you want to see differently, just make sure you leave your comments down below. I will always read it. I will always reply to every comment on the video. So yeah, maybe in the next episode I will make a few changes. I actually didn't put much effort in like education and stuff like that. I might do that a little bit off camera the next time I get the zoo, because while I'm recording this, I already gave the file to Paul to start working on the next episode. Of course, we really want to make sure we upload a video every week. So I really like that. That's a good challenge for both of us, I guess. And that's also one of the reasons we just do the voiceovers, for example, just by ourselves. Not the same way that I am doing that with Jurre, which is amazing and a really nice series. And we're building just a great zoo as well. But yeah, it just takes a little bit more time to get an appointment where we both can or are able to record and stuff like that. So I think I can also go into a little bit more detail about the build and stuff like that when you're just doing it by yourself. So again, some things that I used from Paul's build just to make it look a little bit better. Some of the wooden pieces he used on the roof, and the same plants that he used on his roof as well. I really like these plants. They are really like small and perfect for this building. The only thing I don't like is when you zoom out, they just completely disappear, and that's a shame when you have quite a big building like this, and when you zoom out you can't really see the green stuff that is on there. It's a lot of pieces, I know, but again, we don't really keep it in mind for this project. So that's really nice. So we will cover up the entire thing with these wooden pieces. I just wanted to make it look as perfect as possible. So I'm creating a perfect circle over here, and then I'm using that on the roof. It really snaps perfectly to this piece, by the way, so that's really handy to use. Just a little trick again. So yeah, it's probably like another 2 or 3 minutes of me placing these wooden beams all over the roof. I really like the look of it. I really like the idea of the entrance building. I've never seen something like that. I really like how Paul is like putting a lot of small details in his build, and that's one thing I can really learn from. Like the entrance part, but you can't enter or like exit the zoo. You have to go through the gift shop and stuff like that. Just some really nice small details when you're going through his build. It's just it was a really good build, so I really enjoyed that one. Just some aircon pieces. They are on the workshop. There will be a link down in the description, of course, but I think everyone knows these pieces by now. They're from Mr. Gomez. There's a perfect aircon pieces. Just some small details for some realism on this roof. Some aircon pieces just to get the temperature a little bit down inside the building. I also wanted to put some solar panels on the roof as well, but they just looked weird, so I didn't do that. although it would have been realistic, I think when you have a modern building like that, it will probably be like self-efficient, so for energy and everything. So you can already see the indoor area. At first I wanted to create like a double door so the temperature can't really get out, but again it looked weird, so I deleted that glass thing in the end. So this will be the automatic doors for the entrance of the building. It's just really simple. You have to have some imagination in this game. The people will just walk right through it, but again it just looked much better than a normal door or just an opening. I don't know. So you have some small details with these metal things. It actually looks quite good. It's simple, but yeah, I do get the idea. I really hope you guys do as well. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say earlier. If you cover up the paths together, you really have to split it from the group and do some work with the Z-axis to prevent some sea fighting. I know Paul hates that, so I wanted to prevent that, and just some small detailing on the pathing as well. On the back we will also create a really nice like lush area with the foliage. It really looks good in the end. I'm really happy with the result, by the way, with this build. The pressure was high, of course. I know a lot of people have been joining the channel lately, which I'm very thankful for. We just hit the 3,000 subscribers while I'm recording this, so I'm really happy for that. With that. So yeah, there was a lot of pressure for my very first episode, but I'm really proud of the result. I'm really happy with the final build. So yeah, let me know your thoughts so far down in the comments, of course. So yeah, also this build is gonna be quite big. Normally I don't do recordings longer than like 10 minutes for ZooSLEY Zoo, so I'm not used to doing these like very long voiceovers. So I'm just gonna leave you guys with the speed build. In the end there will be some cinematics. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the second episode of ZooSLEY Zoo, and if you did, make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't do it already, make sure you subscribe to his channel, and make sure you also check the first episode out on PaulsLey's channel, and the next episode will be on his channel as well. And I really hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.